But great to have everybody here. If you're in the Telegram, tell us where you're from. It's going to be a basic, quick call tonight, overview, talk a little shop. But like I said, if you're in the Telegram, go ahead and tell us where you are from. I need to open up my Telegram for some reason. I had to reboot my computer. All righty. So again, welcome, Southern Cal. We got Phoenix here. Welcome, everybody. We'll be getting the call started here in just a few seconds. Hang in there. Okay. About to get started, folks. Just want to get ready for something. Might do a little screen share. Be ready to do that. Hold on. Okay, we got 3 after, getting ready to start. Hey, Professor, how you doing, brother? What's up? I'm going to disable the ability to start videos, but you keep your video up, because we always like to see your smiling face. Okay, get started here. Hope everybody's doing good. Again, if you haven't already, go to the Telegram. Just tell us where you're from. Love seeing everybody on the call. Love seeing where everyone is from. It's just so interesting to see people from all over the world, talk about where they're located. So if you haven't done that, go into the Telegram and just tell us where you are from. And Tony, you were just a little bit late tonight, man. You were undefeated until now. You're usually first. But there's my KC brother right there, Tony Rice. Just late to respond. Yep, that's all right, buddy. Can't win them all. But, okay. So, let's go ahead and get the call started. For those of you who do not know, my name is Mark Ross. I'm co-founder of Sosana. My founder and partner, David Track, is the founder, and he's the one who started this project, came up with the whole concept of the meme part of it, where it's called Sosana. And just to get back to, for those of you, again, who haven't heard this already, he calls me up one day. We're talking like 8-9 months ago. And he's like, I have the absolute perfect idea for a meme coin. And I already know, and he knows, that meme coins have been blowing up, especially on the Solana ecosystem, like crazy. We're talking about thousands of projects every day coming out. And so when he first tells me that, I'm like, really? Okay, well, what do you got? I'm not all excited. I'm just thinking, it's just another meme coin, right? But when David comes up with an idea, you definitely want to listen, though. He's very, very creative, very intuitive. Like he gets it. And he said, we're going to call it Sosana. And I said, okay, it's obviously going to be on the Solana network, right? Because it's just missing an L. What does that mean, Sosana? Why are you going to call it Sosana? He said, it's going to stand for Shiny Object Syndrome and Nothing Accomplished. And of course, I started cracking up. And almost everybody I share that with for the first time, they just crack up. And this is a look at our website. If you go to sosana.io, you can find our website. And on the surface, the first thing you're going to see is what most meme coin tokens, especially the really successful ones, will show you. And I'll tell you what really makes a meme coin successful typically is, number one, it's very relevant. In other words, it just makes sense to people. The timing is good, but that relevancy is in play. And maybe it's entertaining. Maybe it's something that's really popular to begin with. It's just on a subject that's popular, or something that people can really, in our case, identify with, right? Or maybe it's political. There's things that happen like that. I don't always give you this story, but every once in a while I just think of it, where back in November, this was just before the election, I got into this little political token, and I didn't know anything about it. When I first saw it, I was looking at it on the deck screener, and it didn't even get my attention. It was just called Peanut. So I clicked on it and it said Peanut the Squirrel. I'm like, okay, it just looks like another meme coin. I don't know what that means. And it wasn't a very good website. I mean, the website was just nothing. It was silly, and I just looked at it. I'm like, who cares? So I go to bed, get up the next morning, and my wife has the news on TV, and they're literally talking about Peanut the Squirrel on TV. So I'm thinking, holy crap, that's relevant. And it's political because she's watching a political news, type show. And they're all talking about how ridiculous the Peanut the Squirrel story is. And but you go look into what the Peanut the Squirrel was. But it became this phenomenon and this big political story that just kind of blew up all over the internet and all over media. And I just knew at that moment, I thought, holy crap, maybe that's what that token was. So I ran back to my chart. I clicked on it, and I saw that it had hit an $80 million market cap, and it had pulled back 50% down to about a $40 million market cap. So I thought, I was like, I'm going to buy the dip. So I bought the dip. I threw in $1,200, and now looking back, of course, I should have put in like 10 grand or something, right? At least. But I put in $1,200, and literally, this is November 3rd. Then you have the election November 4th, and then November 5th comes along, the day after the election. And I'm looking at my wallet, and I'm looking at this token, and my $1,200 has grown into like 60 to 65 grand. I'm just like, holy crap, this thing is going nuts. So I'm sending people texts, and I'm showing people my pictures of my wallet. Like, look what I just did. This is amazing. I put $1,200 in. See, this is the kind of story. The reason I'm giving you this story is because I got really lucky. And the way I got lucky is timing. I picked the right project, luckily. I just got lucky, right? And that's the truth when it comes to meme coins. That's what people are looking for. What are they looking for? They're looking for a way to find quality projects, and they want to get into them at the soonest time possible. But what's the problem right now is this shiny object syndrome. It's everywhere, okay? Especially on the Solana ecosystem. Why is that? Well, because Solana is the number 6 project in the world. And if you look at the coin market cap, I'm going to go there and point it out to you. So here's Solana right here, number 6. It's gone up just since I showed you guys last night, $101 billion market cap. This thing has grown dramatically. It's done about $6 billion in volume just today alone. So this token this is not a token, it's a coin. Why? Because it's a layer 1. And if you don't know what a layer 1 means, it means it's just its own blockchain. So Solana created its very own layer 1 blockchain, and all the meme coins and projects like Sosana and all those different projects out there, not that there is any project like Sosana, but there are all those projects out there, those are considered layer 2 because they're built on the blockchain. And you know what happened with Solana is they became so user-friendly, so scalable, so fast, so cheap, the transactions are virtually nothing, right? And because of that, it made it so easy for people. If you go to like pump.fund, for instance, and that's where a place where literally thousands of projects are coming out every single day on the Solana network, which has created this unbelievable, way too much supply, not enough demand scenario where there's just this shiny object syndrome, and it's crazy. And that is inherently the problem, okay? That is the problem. Shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. What happens when we all get caught up into shiny object syndrome? Nothing gets accomplished, right? Nothing. Because we basically roll the dice. It becomes gambling. And that is not why we got into crypto. But that's what happened to it. That's really what's happened to the crypto industry, because there's just too many projects out there. So we knew that this would be something people could relate to. We thought we could put humor in there. David did an incredible job putting this website together. I mean, just look at it. It's professional. It's humorous. It has a Rick and Morty cartoon. I mean, I wonder if any of you guys have gone and seen this particular cartoon. I should enable my sound. I forgot how to do that. Keith is usually there to help me. But I could play this cartoon for you. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Enable sound, enable sound. I'm going to unmute you, Professor, so that you can tell me how to enable my sound. Do you know how to do that?
You're going to have to stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
So stop sharing the screen and then share it again, and then you should see over to the right
Share sound. Boom. Got it.
There you go.
Thank you, brother. Thank
You're
you very
welcome,
much. Okay, so I'm going to share with you guys this. Now, I will tell you that David put together the script. He got together with the creative, the creator, and he put together a cartoon that is literally, Rick and Morty is one of the biggest, most popular cartoons, especially in the crypto space. And this is the Rick and Morty cartoon. I'm going to play it for you. Professor, if you can't hear the volume, just let me know, okay? Here we go. All right.
Oh, geez, Rick! A new token just launched! It's gonna 1000x!
Morty, how many times do I have to tell you? Every token promises that. Just buy it so I can watch you get wrecked again.
Rick, look! It's mooning! I'm gonna be rich! Ah! What happened? I was supposed to be Lambo rich, Rick!
You just got ruggedy wrecked.
No!
You've been Sosana. This is why you're poor.
This, Morty. This is what I keep telling you. Sosana actually has utility.
No white paper needed, because you don't read those anyway.
Boom! That's honesty, Morty. Unlike that scam you just aped into.
Rick, do we sell?
No, we hold, Morty. This isn't some pump and dump with a logo designed in MS Paint.
But what if it dips?
Then we buy more.
Although you've been Sosana once again, Morty, this time you finally bought the right token. Sosana.io. Took you long enough.
Whoa.
Even the token knows you're a total degen, Morty.
Pretty cool, right? Nice little video. Now, this is a parody video. The reason it's legal and everything is because obviously we aren't using that cartoon in like a full-length way to profit from it or anything. We're just literally showing everybody a parody. And it's relevant, right? It brings back into that relevancy. Everyone can understand that. And let me tell you guys, we could have just launched this as a meme token alone, and we believe we could have built a following. We think we could have built a cult following. But as usual, David and I usually don't just stop at one thing. And so I called him up one day and I said, man, I've got a great idea. And we started talking about it. And what we did is we actually, all of these ideas kind of culminated into what our utility is today. Okay. And it is to create a solution to this problem, because, some of the most successful businesses out there, not just crypto, but all businesses, any business, is the ones that really solve the problem. And what is the problem? Shiny object syndrome, right? And when you get in the midst of shiny object syndrome, people lose money. Okay, it's a serious thing. There's a lot of people that are coming and going out of crypto right now, just not coming back because they just think in their minds, what's the point? I mean, it's just a crapshoot. And so we wanted to create a community. Okay, and inside this community, I'm going to stop sharing here for a second to help you guys realize we wanted to create this safe haven, a place where inside this community we could create a really powerful utility that would actually solve the problem of shiny object syndrome. Now listen to this. This is really neat. So what we did was we made it so that there would be an election process where you could nominate your favorite project. So as a member of the community of Sosana, you can, if you're holding at least $500 in Sosana token, you can then come into our decentralized app and you can nominate your favorite project on the Solana network. Because let's face it, it is true that there are thousands of projects popping up every day on the Solana ecosystem, and 99.99% of them are garbage, okay? They're not even worth looking at. But there's also a lot of really quality projects on the Solana ecosystem as well, and people need help finding those. And so what's really neat about this is we've created this safe haven community where there's strength in numbers. You've probably heard it before, the cliche, 2 minds are better than 1. 3 minds are better than 2. Well, you know what? We believe that as this community is unified with one goal in mind, and that is to find quality projects, we think tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of minds are better than 1. And that's just you. All you're by yourself, right? You get into this industry, you start looking for tokens. I mean, if you get on one of those YouTube channels where there's one of those influencers, right? and they're talking about how great this token is. Well, by that time, you look at the views. I always look at the views. I'm like, look, man, there's been like 200,000 views on this thing. I'm the last guy here. Like this guy isn't helping me, right? But what the community is aiming to do as a community is find these quality projects. But we have a system enabled, because we talked this through, me and the whole team. Me, David Track, Brian Lyles, and Reggie Sullivan. We all got together and we kind of helped cultivate how would we bring out these nominations? What would we do? Well, we wanted to make it so that there wouldn't be too many nominations. So we made it so that the initial limit of nominations is just 25. And we wanted to count those 25 as the 25 tokens that were most nominated by the community. So those 25 tokens show up. Now, we don't want shiny object syndrome to happen there either. So we don't even reveal those tokens until a 2-week period, Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, where everybody can show up. And if you're holding at least $50 worth of Sosana, you can connect your wallet to the dApp and you can see every nominated token, all 25 projects laid out before you, the top 25 that have been nominated by the community. And this is a really neat concept. So what's going to happen is between 7 p.m. Saturday night and 7 p.m. Monday, that's a 48-hour window, you're going to be able to look at these projects and make a decision as to which project you think is going to not only be the most quality project, but it's that quality project that you think is going to win the vote from the community. Now, what does this do? This brings this oneness, this unified goal for everybody to pick the most quality project. And you know what, folks? We could reveal the winner 7 p.m. Monday night, and I could stop right there, and I believe we would already have a utility in place that's going to do something for the industry that crypto never has before. To forge those nominated projects through an election process where people will choose the most quality project they can, which will exponentially increase your chances of adding quality projects to your portfolio through the Solana network. And again, that is a tool that has never been introduced with that kind of power of finding quality projects in the industry. It's never happened. Again, I could stop right there and I think our project would go viral. But let me tell you where the magic happens. This is where it gets fun, okay? Because, everybody would love to have a place where they could exponentially increase their chances to find quality projects. And everybody get together and maybe people start adding those projects to their portfolio and putting buy pressure into those projects that the community chose. But let me tell you a concept that is really going to make this project go viral in a way you have never imagined. If this is the first time you've heard this, listen to this part really close. We implemented what is called a 3% transaction tax. Now, that 3% transaction tax is actually very rare to find in any token project on the Solana ecosystem. And it's created an even bigger problem, because if you don't have any transaction taxes in a blockchain where there's almost no transaction fees, I mean, every time you buy and sell on the Solana network, it is dirt cheap, right? Which is another reason why people like it so much. You compare it to the Ethereum fees, they're going crazy. Those gas fees are nuts. So these super, super low fees also, though, bring in trading bots, where the trading bots will just leach into these liquidity pools and really hurt and tax those communities and hurt their token. Okay, if you're pulling money out of that liquidity pool from these automated trading bots, why can they do it? Because the transactions are so low. And if you've ever gone to these order flows, have you ever looked at those charts where you're looking at it and you're in that token and you're looking at all the buys, you're like, wow, this is going great. And suddenly you see a buy, for example, that's like $10,000. And you're like, oh, that's cool. Someone just bought our token for 10 grand. That's great. But then 30 seconds later, or maybe even 15 seconds later, that same exact wallet sells all their tokens for $10,050. They just made a $50 profit. They are leeching, literally pushing that buy pressure up and slamming it back down, because they're capable of doing that. They have the funds, they have the bot, they know the algorithms, they're doing whatever they're doing, right? But they're literally leeching from the community. They are taxing you already. So if you think it's great to be a part of a token where there's no transaction taxes, trust me, you're getting taxed anyway. The whole community is. And it hurts the token, which is not in your best interest, right? Well, the 3% tax eliminates those bots. So there are no bots that are ever going to come to Sosana's chart and leech out of our community, because they can't afford to. As a matter of fact, we invite them to. Because if they do that, they'll buy $10,000 worth of our token, and they'll immediately pay a $300 transaction tax. And then when they sell it, they're going to pay another $300. So thanks for the $600. We hope you come back for more. And we would love that to happen, right? But that's obviously not going to happen because it's not profitable for them. So we've eliminated that. But let me tell you how we took that 3% and we turned it around and we made it so that it would absolutely reward the community and be in your best interest. 1% goes to what we call our liquidity wallet, which is specifically there to build up and to create price stability, which is in your best interest. Okay, we want to add to our liquidity pool that way. We want to add to the value of Sosana, right? The second 1% that's going to be used for is marketing. Now, let me tell you, one of the biggest problems for most projects is they lack marketing funds. They don't know where. I mean, it costs money to market. Let's face it. And if you've got money to market, you can explode that token project. So it's great for the community. That's what we're going to do. And by the way, that marketing wallet's going to be cut in half for a purpose that is irresistible to the community when you find out what it is. It's amazing. It's something that David implemented in Sosana 2.0, which is our relaunch, which is about to occur very, very soon. Okay. But listen to this part. This is where the magic happens. Is that third 1%, where does it go? It goes into a wallet we call the DGen Voter Bonus Wallet. Okay? This is the reward wallet that will reward those who nominate the winning project and vote for the winning project. So here's what happens. During that 2-week period, as you know, the transactions are going to be coming in. And every single buy, every single sell, and even transfer of Sosana tokens will pay a 3% tax, where 1% of that, every single transaction goes right into that reward wallet, that DGen voter wallet. And it is there for one purpose, and that is to reward the community. And we believe that the way it's set up and the way this thing is going to get bigger and bigger, it's going to grow faster and faster. We think it's going to put out some of the biggest rewards ever seen in crypto history. And it's going to gamify and make it really fun. Here's how this works. Think about this. Pay close attention. You don't want to miss this part. Because some people hear this. Maybe it's my fault. I go into this and they're like, man, I just don't get it. It took me 2 or 3 times to get it. Really try to understand this part, because this is the reason why we believe, without giving financial advice, without making any predictions, we're not sitting here telling you that you're guaranteed to get rich or anything like that. That's not the point of this. We just think we have a vision that because of this is going to go viral. Here's why. As I said to you, we know that the bigger that wallet gets, we think the faster it's going to grow. And we believe that eventually that wallet's going to get really, really big. But here's how it works. At the end of the election at 7 p.m., it's going to announce the winner. And then everybody's going to witness this wallet, whatever size it is. I don't know if it has $100,000 in it, $5,000 in it, $1 million in it. But whatever's in that wallet, it's going to take the results of the election that everyone has forged those tokens through. The cream's going to rise to the top. We're going to announce the winner. It's going to show a top 10 list. It's going to show every token and how many votes each token got. But the number one token is going to be purchased by the DGen Voter Bonus Wallet. Again, this has never happened in history. And listen to what happens. Listen to the synergy of this. So it goes out and it literally goes onto the decentralized exchange. It buys that token, the winning token that won the vote, right? Received the most votes. And then not only is it going to buy that token, but it's going to airdrop that token to all the people who voted for that token. So if you're one of the fortunate people who came in during this election process and you voted for that winning token, congratulations, you're going to be airdropped from the reward wallet instantly into your wallet, which is going to grow your portfolio. So just for participating, just for having $50 in Sosana, you showed up and you received a reward and you just added to your portfolio for free. Right? Because we gamified this process. Now, here's what's beautiful about this whole thing. Again, our goal as a project is not to show you a way that you're going to get rich. That's not the point. Although we think that's really possible. Okay? But that's not the reason. The reason in this utility, and the reason why we think Sosana can go on for years and years in this ecosystem, as long as Solana's around, I think Sosana's going to be around. Why? Because we are providing a desperate need. What is the problem? Shiny object syndrome. What's the solution? Sosana. Why? Because this election process is going to throw out the shiny objects. and uplift the quality projects. And here's another neat thing that's going to happen that I'm going to bring my good friend Brian on. I'm going to let him share his video here real quick. But I'm going to bring my buddy Brian on, and he's going to explain to you that at some point, we're going to reach what we call a tipping point. And we don't know when that's going to happen. We're not even going to try to predict it because we don't have to. But at some point, that wallet's going to get bigger and bigger, and we're going to have more and more elections and more rewards going out. But at some point, that wallet's going to get so big, and then the community is going to pick a particular project with a particular market cap. And it's going to be this formulation that occurs where big fat wallet, little market cap, and it's going to go out and it's going to buy that particular project. And we think there's a really good chance that it could actually move that project. We think it's going to put buy pressure into that project where it could exponentially grow that particular project that the community chooses. We believe that that's going to happen. Again, there's no guarantee that'll happen, but I can make a case for it, a really good case for it. But before I do, I'm going to hand it back to Brian, or I'm not back to Brian. I'm going to give it over to Brian. He's going to explain this tipping point. He's going to go into his perspective of why Sosana is so special and what's going to happen, the synergy of what's going to occur with that tipping point. Brian, take it away, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man, fantastic. So just wow, right? I mean, ever since we were already busy, we were already doing tons and tons of calls, tons and tons of webinars. Ever since David Track came in here on Monday and announced that they were turning over the contract to an auditor by this week, and people, and therefore launch was imminent. It has been insane. It has been nonstop. In fact, Mark, while you were talking, I had a friend of mine who was at an office party event texting me, asking me, I got a whole group of people here. I'm trying to explain Sosana. I don't want to explain it wrong. So I'm saying this, and this. Is that right? And what I texted him back was, don't get fired. Not just yet, right? I mean, just wait till you get your tokens. Wait till you get in position. Wait till you build your fortune before you get fired at a work event talking about Sosana. But that said, guys, we are super fired up and excited. And I think if you were taking notes on what Mark said, one of the things that's so subtle in what he's saying is the timing of it all, right? Is the idea that, hey, man, at 7 o'clock, we're announcing out to all the people who participated in the vote what was the winning token. And I think for a lot of people, what they heard in that was, okay, so therefore, I guess it's a voting system. And if I get lucky enough to have picked the winning token, that's good for me. And if I don't, I guess it's better luck next time. And guys, I think if that's what you heard, that is accurate, but you then missed the other part, which is the fact that if you understand this, there are no losers. And that is what is critically important. There are no losers. And how can there be no losers if I didn't pick the right token? Am I getting our participation trophy to make me feel happy and whip myself like I'm a little kid? Or no, there are no losers, because what you get in lieu of a participation trophy is you get the critical information about what is going to happen 1 hour later. So think about this for a second. What Mark said, hey, 7 o'clock, guys, here's who won. Token number 4, it's called XYZ token. That is the token that won. Here's the 100 individuals. These 100, well, we're not going to, it's all done by wallets, but these 100 wallets, these are the people who won, and they're all going to get an equal distribution of token XYZ at 8 o'clock, because at 8 o'clock, we're going to spend this DGen voter wallet to buy up token XYZ. Again, if we had $100,000, I think Mark said, in that wallet, as an example, we would buy $100,000 worth of token XYZ at 8 o'clock, divvy it up to those people evenly. They all get, in that example, $1,000 each of token XYZ. That's pretty cool for having only had to hold $50 worth of Sosana to be able to qualify for that $1,000 reward for picking it right and only had to hold $50 worth of Sosana. That is awesome. But think about this for a second, what we just told you. We just told you that in 1 hour from now, there is going to be a $100,000 purchase into potentially a small cap token that you may have never heard about, but now you know there's going to be a $100,000 purchase into that token. Now, if you understand anything about crypto and or anything about stocks, or everybody's game when it comes to stocks, when it comes to crypto, when it comes to all stuff, is buy low, sell high. That's it, right? Just buy it at one price, sell it at a higher price. That's how people make money. Or even if you want to invest in something, you want to buy something where you have a good sense that the price is going to go up. Otherwise, it's a losing investment. So everyone is out there doing all their research, studying candlesticks on graphs and doing all this kind of stuff to figure out, man, just a little bit of an edge that gives them a little bit of an edge over everybody else, that they can get something at the right price and then have that price go up. Whether you want to hold it long term or whether you want to sell it, doesn't matter. You want the price to go up. That's it. Once you own something, you're never excited about the price going down unless you're saying, hey, it went down a little bit, I can grab more, but only because you're thinking the price is going to go back up. If it was up to you, it would go up forever. So here's the deal. You now have 1 hour where you can get in front of that information, right? And not just you. Remember, there's potentially thousands of people who participated in the very beginning in that degen voting process. So you've got thousands of people who now all got the same information, which is, hey, we're going to make $100,000 purchase in 1 hour of this token. What do you think the majority of those people are going to do, right? Human nature, right? They're going to say, oh my goodness, right? I'm going to go and I'm going to start buying that token now, because if I get it now, I believe that when all of that $100,000 worth of buy pressure comes into that token at the top of the hour, there's a likelihood that that token will probably increase in value. Again, if you guys say, why does he just say it's 100% going to increase? Because we're not allowed to. That's why I'm not saying it, because we're not allowed to say that. We're not allowed to make those guarantees. I am allowed to say, use your own discernment, guys. Use your own noodle. What do you think $100,000 purchase is going to do, right? You can figure that out. You don't need me to tell you that, right? But ultimately, what happens now that thousands of people in the Sosana community start going and buying up that token? Now, here's what's interesting, and nobody's actually said this, but it is very possible that before that $100,000 purchase is made, the thousands of people from Sosana buying is equivalent to hundreds, potentially, of thousands of dollars, right? I think it wouldn't be too hard. It wouldn't be too hard, right? If you got a few thousand people all throwing in $100 each, right? That would be a few $100,000 worth of purchases in that 1 hour time frame before the big $100,000 purchase. Again, what do you think that's going to do to the value of that token, of that asset that everybody is purchasing, because they're speculating about what they believe is going to happen at the top of the hour, except there's going to be a $100,000 purchase at the top of the hour. Now, as other people who are around the world, never heard of Sosana, never heard of token XYZ, but they're on their exchanges, and all exchange sites have this trending token thing that they put out there because they're trying to increase engagement. And they show this token XYZ that they've never heard of that's gone up 22%, maybe 27%, 30%, 40% over the last 30 minutes. That's going to draw a lot of people's attention because they're actually going to have shiny object syndrome. They're going to say, hey, I don't know what the heck is going on, but that token has increased by 40%. I've never heard of it. Doesn't really matter. Seems like somebody else understands something. Maybe there's a hot tip that got passed out somewhere on a deal board that I'm not a part of, but I know what I can do. I can go in and I can start buying up XYZ token too and come along for the ride. And now as more and more people start doing that, what do you think is starting to happen to that token price, guys? So that's where it gets exciting, because now all of a sudden that big nuclear explosion happens at the top of the hour. Price goes up again, potentially more people ape into it. And all of a sudden you've got this runaway train effect that was all started by a degen voter mechanism that simply gave people 1 hour head start on the rest of the universe, if you will, right? And now here's the thing. As exciting as that is, I'm going to tell you something. If I could be a part of that just once, if just one time somebody called me up and said, bro, I tell you what, man, for $10,000, right, you can get in on this group where they're going to actually be able to tell you about a token that's going to be purchased an hour beforehand, massive purchase into that token. Just one time, if I could be a part of that, I would say to myself, this is my shot. This is really I've been waiting my whole life to know something before everyone else. This is my shot. You don't get to do it one time. You get to do it every 2 weeks. And it's not going to cost you 10 grand, not going to cost you $1,000, not even going to cost you $100. $50 that you're holding of Sosana qualifies you to participate in that DGen voting process. Now, when the excitement really starts to kick in is this, as the word starts getting out, right? And believe me, the word's already getting out, right? And we're going to continue to help the word get out as the word starts getting out about exactly how this works and how cool it is to be a part of Sosana. And what one of these benefits is that you're able to have this, this collective mindset. I call it crowdsourced intelligence, right? Instead of just me trying to decide which one of these is a gold mine and which one of these is a landmine, right? Which is what people are trying to do every single day in the crypto market. And it's hard when all of the tokens on the surface look the same, but you step on one and your entire portfolio blows up. You step on another one, your entire portfolio just blows up, right? So you want to make sure you're picking the right one. Well, with this crowdsourced intelligence method of now, you heard Dave say it earlier, we believe thousands of mines are better than one, right? Tens of thousands of mines are definitely better than one. Everybody coming together, doing their research, picking the best projects. You have an opportunity to fill up your portfolio with real projects with real potential instead of a bunch of landmines that you're going to just keep stepping on, blowing up all your profits until you are broke, right? And that's what you don't want to see. Now, here's where it gets better. Word gets out, more and more people want to come and they want to be a part of Sosana. But to be a part of Sosana and be a part of the voting metric, they got to buy Sosana tokens. So now we get this thing called buy pressure. More people buying, more people buying. People already in have an incentive to hold because they want to be a part of the metric as well. So the market says, okay, more people want to buy than people want to sell. We got to raise the price. And that's how the market works. It continues to raise the price until finally the price becomes tempting enough for some people to sell. And it says, okay, we're starting to achieve equilibrium, but that's why prices can continue to go up. That's where it gets more and more and more exciting, right? So you're holding your Sosana tokens, but just the Sosana tokens you're holding, as the price goes up, they become more valuable. You're still allowed to participate every 2 weeks in this gold mine versus landmine contest, I call it. And every 2 weeks, you've got the opportunity to get this information, to get this foreknowledge, if you will. But here's the other thing: as the community gets bigger and bigger and bigger, the transactional volume gets higher and higher and higher, which means that DGen voter wallet can go from $100,000 to maybe a few months later, it's $500,000 to a few months later when we're doing it, it's $1 million. Couple of months later, as we really get in the mass momentum, it goes from being $1 million 1 week. We're going to see this. I really believe we're going to see it go from $1 million 1 week to like $3 million in just 2 to 4 weeks later. It's going to grow at that rate as we kick into momentum. And as you're starting to talk about millions of dollars that are going to be poured into one token, 1 hour from the time that you're aware of it, and as you're starting to talk about not thousands of people, but now tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of members of the Sosana community now making the decision that, whoa, there's going to be $3 million going into token XYZ, and all 100,000 of us are going to go buy token XYZ to get in front of that $3 million purchase. You think about what's going to happen then to token XYZ, and you understand why we are fired up and excited, guys. That is going to be an incredible, incredible time for us to be a part of this. Now, with that said, I've explained this to so many people. People have gotten so excited that they have just said, man, I got to figure out a way to get in this thing first. Now, I had a guy tell me today, bro, if I'm not one of the first few people to get this token, I'll never forgive you. So, guys, I wanted to give you guys some numbers because you're on this webinar right now, and I want you to think about these numbers for a second. There are 8 billion people on the planet. It's like 8.14 million, billion or something like that, but 8 billion plus people on the planet. Now, as of the end of 2024, there were 562 million people involved in cryptocurrency, which is a 33% increase over 2023. So it is going up at an incredible rate, the amount of people who are going to get involved in crypto. In fact, right now, 14% of all the people who don't currently own any cryptocurrency, 14% of people in the world who don't own cryptocurrency have indicated that they are going to buy cryptocurrency for the first time in 2025. Okay. And 67% of all the people who currently own cryptocurrency have indicated they're going to buy more cryptocurrency in 2025. What am I trying to say? Guys, you're early. You're early. If you are one of the first 5 to 10,000 people that buy Sosana, you are early. I promise you. In no more than 6 months from now, there will be people that will literally make statements to say, I would kill to be able to go back in time 6 months and be you. And it doesn't matter what price you got it at a penny, at a fraction of a penny, at 5 cents, at 10 cents, at 50 cents. I honestly believe that 6 months later, people were going to say, I would kill to have gotten Sosana at 50 cents like you did. Oh my God, where would I be right now if I got it at 50 cents like you did? So for all of you panicking, guys, we're going to have a fair launch. We're going to roll it out. It's going to be the fast finger contest. I know people are doing their finger exercises, man. They're doing all sorts of stuff. They're stretching. They're doing all this stuff. They're doing finger pull-ups and they're getting ready. They're getting ready. But wherever you get it, you're in first. You are in before the masses. You are in before the massive, massive marketing campaigns that we're going to put on and we're going to fund with our marketing wallet. You are in at the very beginning. And I promise you, I passionately believe you will never regret that decision. So we are here at the beginning. It's only going to get more and more exciting from here. But with that said, Mark, I'm going to turn the call back to you, sir.
Thanks, brother. Always exciting, Brian. Awesome having you on. You always pump us all up. The thing is, again, I have to reiterate, as exciting as everything sounds, this is not any kind of financial advice. We're not forecasting incomes or guaranteeing success or anything like that. But we are going to tell you our vision and what we think and our opinion. But that does not reflect any kind of guarantee or any kind of anything like that. I just have to throw that out there. I really got to say it after you get going, Brian, because man, you get me so freaking pumped up. It's like I'm sold all over again. I appreciate you, brother. Really do love having you. I want to show you guys some numbers. I want you to think about something. Now, again, this is just going to be for comparison's sake. This is not to make any forecasting like what's going to happen, what's not going to happen, none of that. But I want to kind of give you an idea because you're thinking about this DGen voter bonus wallet. How big can it get? What's possible? I'm just going to throw out some possibilities. That's it. Again, not any kind of a guarantee, but I want to kind of show you guys what's going on with some of these other meme coins, okay? Now, we know the top ones. We already know those are like crazy numbers, ridiculous. But let's kind of scroll down a little ways. Let's go down here, and let's just pick out any of them, okay? Any of them. I don't even know what Vine coin is. I mean, there's some of these. I've never heard of any of this stuff, okay? There's Punk. Is it Punky or Punk? I don't know. But some of these, and if you look at their volume, this is 24 hours right here. I'm going to highlight this right here. 24 hours, right here at the top. And these are the volumes of over the last 24 hours. Now, this is the 508th ranked project in all of crypto, and it's a meme coin called Punk, I guess. I hope I pronounced that right. Anyway, so I don't know what it is. Anyway, but they did $10,700,000 in the last 24 hours, right? Highlighting that right here. 10.7 million. That's $10,700,000. Okay. What is 1% of 10,700,000? That's over $100,000. Now, what if over $100,000 a day went into our DGen voter bonus wallet? That would be $1.4 million sitting in that wallet. What if the community picked a low cap project and we had $1.4 million sitting in that wallet? Do you think it'd get people's attention? I think it would get a lot of people's attention. This is the reason, folks, that this mechanism, we believe, is going to go viral. People are going to see the vision. Let me tell you something. Most of these projects are built on either a vision, and of course, meme coins are built on a kind of cult following. I mean, if we look, I don't even know, I honestly don't know anything about Punk coin, okay? But I do know that it has a $61 million market cap. Now, when you think about a $61 million market cap, honestly, I mean, they're in the top 500, but that's not really that big a deal. 61 million is not that big a deal. They did volume of 10.7 million in the last 24 hours. Now, that's probably a big day for them, but still, that's like, I'm showing you this stuff just to kind of help you understand that maybe there's some pretty neat possibilities here going on with what our mechanism does. Remember, folks, I'm going to reiterate this. Nobody in the world has ever done this before. It's never happened. So what you're about to witness after we launch, very soon after, we're going to add the utility. And when we do, it's going to be doing something that's never been done. I'm just clicking on this website because some of these meme coins, honestly, I mean, Punky what? Because it rhymes with monkey? I don't know. But is it Punk? I don't know what this is. But I just know that to me, it's just a character. Is there any, okay, Punk utilities, here we go. Punk is the next evolution for the Punk community of Solana, a decentralized exchange. What is that? I can't read that. Can you read that, Professor?
Dex.
Huh? Oh, Dex in parentheses.
Yeah,
Okay. That's just my eyes are failing me.
Yep.
That brings together fun rewards and exclusive perks for Punk holders. Okay. Robust integrations. Punk has established integrations with top exchanges, wallets, and whatever that means. What does integrations mean? I don't even know what that means. Community-driven support, expanding ecosystem. That's okay. Is that what they're saying their utility is? Expanding ecosystem, community-driven support, robust integrations, and oh, there's a little Punk swap. So they created their own little swap. Okay, to me that's kind of dime a dozen. I could be wrong, but you think about what little utility these things have. Okay, that's not a lot of utility. That's not that big a deal as far as I'm concerned. But if you look at some of them, like if you take Pepe, everybody that knows anything about meme coins has heard of Pepe. Okay, there's Pepe. $4.4 billion market cap. They did 547 million in just the last 24 hours. Now I know that's crazy, but I will tell you what I believe. This is not a guarantee or any prediction. I'm just telling you, I think we are a multi-billion-dollar market cap in the making. And you guys are here right now. If you look at our Telegram, there's 1,264 members in there. Look at how many holders that Pepe has. 478,000 holders. We got 1,200 some members. You know, whenever, I'm just going to show you guys this real quick. See that little number there? 1,264 members. When Brian was telling you how ground floor we think this is, again, we're not guaranteeing that. We can't guarantee that one day we're going to have hundreds of thousands of members. But we think that based on our utility, Pepe has no utility. We think based on the fact that we have a really neat meme concept with, in my opinion, the most powerful utility of all meme coin projects in existence right now. I challenge you right now to show me a more powerful utility in any other meme project in crypto right now. I challenge you. You just bring it to me. I want to know about it. If there's something out there that even comes close with rewarding their community, that provides a solution that is desperately needed in the Solana network, the number 6 network in the world, okay, the 6th largest project in all of crypto. We believe we're going to solve the biggest problem in that network with this solution here, with this utility. You just tell me what you think the possibilities are. I want you guys to kind of go take it upon yourself. Listen to what Brian and I have said tonight, and just go onto the blockchain, go onto the coin market cap, click on this little meme coin category right here, and just start thumbing through some of these. Look at Pudgy Penguins. Okay, so when I say these names, it just cracks me up it's almost embarrassing. Pudgy Penguins, folks, $2 billion market cap, right? Am I excited about Pudgy Penguins? I don't even know what they do. Do they do anything? Let's check them out real quick. Let's just see what they do. Let's go to their website. This is how, oh, sorry, I've been blocked. You're unable to access pudgypenguins.com. Why have they been blocked? This website. Okay, so I can't even get through to their website. I don't know why. What can I
heard you saying something bad about them, Mark. They heard you. they said, no, man.
Yeah. I can't even get on their website and their $2 billion market cap. Wow. That's crazy.
Mark, you know what I'll say as you're showing this, and I challenge everybody on this call, man, seriously, because I know we have some people in the call that are crypto enthusiasts, some people in the call who don't know a lot about crypto at all. They're just hearing about the excitement of Sosana. Do what you're doing right now. Go to the top 500 token and just click through them. Two things you're gonna notice, right? One is look at the daily volume, right? The 24-hour volume. And two things are going to click into your head right away. Number one, I have not heard of the vast majority of these tokens, right? Until people are reading them, they're like, I never even knew this existed. And yet, even not knowing it existed, even though it's number 275, number 381, number 4, it's doing, potentially tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars a day in volume. So people around the world are throwing tens of millions of dollars into all of them a day, right? Tens of millions of dollars going around, transacting in and out, in and out, in and out. a day. Some of them hundreds of millions, and as you saw at the top, some of them billions, guys. And they don't have any utility. A lot of them. You know, we really believe that within 18 months to 2 years, if you go up to anybody who's involved in crypto and say, hey, what tokens do you have? They'll start naming a few. I got some Bitcoin, I got some Ethereum, I got this, I got that. And of course, I got my $50 worth of Sosana, right? It's just going to become part of the fabric of crypto that if you are serious and you're looking for an edge in crypto, you got to be involved in the Sosana degen voting process every 2 weeks. How else are you going to get the edge over everybody else? Of course, I've got my $50 worth of Sosana. And when we get there, that's when we are a multi-billion-dollar market cap company doing some incredible things. And it's actually being a market maker out there and having some incredible success. Again, our belief, again, not financial advice, but just think about it. Use your own discernment, guys.
Yeah, again, we just came on this call to share our vision. It's up to you as to whether you agree with it. This is not some call where we give financial advice and tell you what to do with your money. That's up to you, right? But we have staked our names, our faces, and our reputation on this project. We believe in this. And we believe we're going to help more people. I believe this. I know that I'm speaking for Brian too. I know the professor too. And David, of course. And Reggie. We believe, and Keith, I don't know where Keith, I haven't seen Keith in a while. Keith Lacey, our master distributor. We believe that this project is going to help more people than any other project in crypto history. We believe that. You got to decide if you're going to believe it. And to say that there's only 1,264 people in our Telegram right now, folks, look at how many people are holding Brett token. 864,000 people are holding Brett token. And it's got a market cap of 516 million, and they did $80 million in the last 24 hours. Brett token. What does Brett token do? I don't know. I still don't know. I don't know what these tokens do. I don't think it does it. Look, it's Pepe's best friend on base. Okay, so it got popular by being Pepe's best friend, and now you can see, what is it? It's funny, right? What is it that makes these tokens successful? They're funny, they're entertaining, they build these cult followings. People just start jumping on the chart. They don't even know why. They don't even know why they're there. They're just having fun and making money, right? Wearing shades because their future's so bright. It's crazy. And what is it? It's all about well, look at our tokenomics. You know, we do this, we do that, blah, blah, blah. But there's really no utility. I don't know of any utility. Now, they might add a utility later. I don't know. But I'm just telling you guys, it's amazing how these things blow up and they don't even serve a purpose. And in my opinion, Sosana is serving like one of the best, most powerful utilities and a purpose in crypto that I've never seen. Again, our goal is to throw out the shiny objects and uplift the quality projects. That's the purpose. That's the utility. And now we have a way to get rewarded for doing it. I don't think you need a reward to do that. I think it's a reward in and of itself. I think the utility in and of itself has its own reward. But what if you could get rewarded by having a 3% transaction tax where 1% goes into that degen voter bonus wallet, where the other 2% goes into the best interest of the community in building this project? Man, I think we got a winner here. I don't know about you guys, but I think we got a winner. So we're literally 55 minutes past the hour. I think we're good. Do you guys have anything you want to add, Professor? You got anything you want to add?
I thought a Zoom that you and Brian did about a week and a half ago was the best Zoom that I've seen you guys do. This one is the best one I've seen you guys do. Amazing Zoom.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. And we didn't record it, but that's okay. Maybe we'll have to record. Maybe we should just keep recording these, Brian, because every once in a while we just kind of catch lightning, especially when you pop on. Just all of a sudden this lightning shows up. We got to catch that sometimes, and we should record it. But we don't want to record every single call because we just know that there's really no purpose in that. But I appreciate that, Professor, really. I think that's basically it, folks. I don't see anything else. I can't think of anything else to go into. I don't think we need to. But by the way, funny thing, I hardly even mentioned this. We have an affiliate program that's going to be launching in the next phase after token launch. That's going to allow a whole nother utility and purpose for the Sosana token, where you're going to be able to take the Sosana token, and in the first 48 hours of when that affiliate launches, you're going to be able to just spend $99 to become a lifetime member of our affiliate membership, where you can also become a member of our community hub. And inside that community hub, you're going to get educated. We're going to teach you we're going to be teaching people how not to get scammed and how to find quality projects. We're going to have certified trainers to handhold people. That's our digital product. But let me tell you the most amazing thing. We're going to give you access inside that community hub where once a month, we're taking 50% of that 1% that goes into that marketing wallet. We're going to cut that in half, and we're 50% of that once a month. So it's kind of similar reward, right? Where you guys are going to vote for pre-launch projects that haven't even become live. And every single one of those pre-launch projects are going to be required to KYC themselves before they can even introduce themselves to the community. That right there is a reason why everybody's going to want to be a part of the affiliate plan, and it's going to give the Sosana token a whole nother level of utility. Think about that. And let me tell you what the regulators and people that are coming in constantly are looking at is there a true purpose and utility for the token? Well, ours is to vote and find quality projects and throw out the shiny objects. That's an incredible utility, right? We have it. But when you add this affiliate plan and this digital product and a way to go through a whole nother voting process where you could discover potentially new projects that haven't even gone live yet, and that reward, by the way, is not going to be paid out in that pre-launch token because it hasn't launched yet. It's not live. It's not on the decentralized exchange yet. It's going to be paid out in Solana token for the people who vote for the winning project. And then you're going to be able to take, if you choose, that Solana token and add that pre-launch project to your portfolio if you want to. Pretty cool, huh? A really good chance for you to come together with the same purpose, throw out the shiny objects, and find quality projects. Folks, I think that's the end of this call. I hope that I put that in your ear as something to really dwell on and think about. And we will see you on the next call. I will be here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Brian's not going to be able to make it, but I'll try to do it without him.
Move-in day, college back move-in day. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
You got to do the dad thing.
I've already been through mine. So
yeah,
yep.
Absolutely, man.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for coming on. We will see you on the next call. Bring
right, guys,
everybody with you, by the way. We'll see you all later.